Boys are all rights reserved, coming to you from the cockpit, flying through. Let's get something clarified right now. There is a DJ and a manager that are well aware of the superstar angle. Now, I'm not going to put their names out because X didn't put their names out, so I'm not going to do it either. There's a DJ and a manager that knows about the behind the scenes going on. Now, I don't know if it was his manager at that time, and I don't know if this DJ was still affluent into working his music through. But there is legit a DJ and a manager who actually know what was going on. They're well aware of what was happening. They're well aware of the factors. They know exactly what the case was. They know exactly what the problems were that were occurring. And the thing was, when I'm thinking through it, is that this DJ and this manager are not only affluent, but we've seen them speaking out at one point in time. What's crazy is that they made it aware that someone was trying to link up with them that is a superstar, that has been called out and implicated in many different ways. What I want to know is, what was the conversation terms? What was him not meeting up with this superstar? What did that have to do with the outcome of the way he'd be recognized? This is key because this will help to develop an understanding of the angle everyone alludes to, everyone's pointing out. What was the nature of this conversation? Because we saw XxxTentacion wanted nothing to do with it. That's why I'm saying he wanted nothing to do with this conversation, nothing to do with meeting up, nothing to do with anything pertaining to how this was going to go. Why was this? Was there a deeper implication to other factors dealing with the situation? That's what I'd like to know. That's what's serious to me right now, to me understanding. Now, there is a very key reason I am saying this at this point, given that now we're beginning to see that inner workings to situations are showing greater factors to have been in the works. And when I say that, I mean there was some stuff going down. I didn't either in the case know that when he was first arrested and picked up, he was facing a life situation. So he was facing life. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about that. And I guess he beat it. But then the Geneva thing came out. And has anyone asked her or pressured her to say, does she still stand on the fact he did what he did? Because I'm starting to see other factors with that. Again, you know, if someone's going to talk to me about these factors, they're going to mention other things and potentials that were dealing with the other accusations that were placed on his head. And that's part of my problem. It seemed like a lot of people were placing some type of contention on his head for him being a negative predator and making him out to be an enemy for some sort of reason. I don't know if there was money involved. I don't know what it was, but there was a reason people were mentioning him. There was a reason people were mentioning the different situations going on. Now, to the DJ and manager, how come you're quiet now? That's what I want to know. Like, you mentioned something, but why are you so quiet about it now? If you called him up to give him a heads up and let him know, yo, these dudes are trying to meet up with you and they want to see you face to face, or things are going to work out better. If you were really on his side, you would have protected him like, nah, he's good, yo, we're good. You would have gave him some tips too. How come I don't see that? It was a warning without tips. Who gives a warning without tips? Who gives a visual that affects the overall well-being of someone without giving them the ideology they need to protect their life and their well-being? That's what I'm beginning to see other things, and I'm beginning to see a shady manner and behavior. Was someone else given money to stay quiet? Was this some type of connotation on the undertone of what was being said? Like, yo, like, you know, meet up with him. Was it your job to make sure he met up, or worse was going to occur? That's part of what I need to understand now. This is going to be very affluent in helping me to decide and see other decisive factors. that may have something to do with this artist facing the backlash he did before he left. Now, what's crazier to me is that not only am I seeing these things with a DJ and a manager, but I'm starting to see angles at which superstars were coming at his neck. Now, he apologized on DJ Akademiks. He apologized. When DJ Akademiks interviewed him, he apologized for certain things. That's what I'm not understanding. Was it that their apology was not accepted? And if so, why not just say that? Why do you want to meet with someone? Was it to take the photos, the notorious ones we see where everybody looks like they're hugging it up and, you know, just different things making it seem like it wasn't what it actually was? That would help to critique the meaning of a lot of different details that I have on my plate. But again, to this DJ and manager, what was the cost of it? Your cost of silence caused deeper pain to the situation as everyone's been experiencing. If this was actually going on the way that it's claimed in the details in the media I'm looking at, why wasn't someone louder and actually helping him to secure his legacy? I don't understand it. You're getting paid off of him. And this is to future artists. If you're getting paid and someone else is getting paid off of you, be very wary. Because if the cost is right, so let's say if the price is right, you could be facing the same type of situation with terms of endearment to tragedy. It's not a joke. It's not a game. And the thing is, it's easier to leverage a DJ and a manager than it is to leverage a rap artist. Because in my stance of being a rap artist, I could get blackballed somewhere. I could get put in a position where I gotta behave or do things a certain way in order to be respected. That's the danger right there, off the rip. That's the danger. So I need to see a situation that allows us to govern understanding and how these factors affected the movement Tentacion had put together and how it was being used to destroy a legacy rather than nurture or nourish everything he was trying to create. I mean, I'm seeing so many factors of lack of, let's say, urgency in verifying, notifying, warning. And the warnings didn't come with tips. So it's like he was out there fending for his own from the same people that we allege to see him learning from. So it was definitely set in motion to see him take the loss he did. And I'm just trying to figure out what everyone had to gain. And I don't know why warnings lacked support. It's just so deep right now with this very factor that I don't know what the conversation could have been about. Was it him the ghostwrite? Was it him to perform in someone's stead? What was it? What was it that led him to the position where he's now looking at a decision that involves the need for a DJ and a manager to get involved, other than him making a soundtrack or you scratching his records? I'm not seeing it. Was Tashion blackballed because of this very situation? This would be a huge factor in showing enemies / foes and allies when he had no assistance in building up the repertoire. And that's another factor I'm looking at. Where do the gray lines end, and where does it get cut clean that we're able to understand, yeah, these were the problems. This is the problem. This was the solution. This is the issue. We don't see anything like that. It's so focused on an investigation dealing with taking someone out that they're missing the underlying factors of jealousy, of envy, of someone looking to see his downfall, of someone that's not on his side but playing both sides. Was someone playing both sides? That's what we need to look at. Who was playing both sides? Nah, scratch that. Who was playing both sides? The friendly foe. Who was the friendly foe? And that's the only way things could have been put together so smoothly. But, it's one of them things where it's self-explanatory once you get into the nitty-gritty of it and you see who was really around, who really cared, and who was really truly after the destruction of this young man. Who was after seeing him be destroyed by reality he was facing. How many times have we seen this about an artist? You got to think about it. It's things that make you really think. And part of what I'm starting to see is that these were factors that could not be avoided. Less the fact that he had a lot going for himself. But who's the friendly foes, and what was the conversation between the DJ and manager hitting him up behind the scenes, letting him know that something was going on? This is clearer than ever right now, and it's just one of them things that it just deserves an answer. Now, no one's able to say, well, this angle wasn't affluent. No. Why and when? And what did you neglect to say? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. You know how I rock. All rights reserved.